Well, good morning and welcome to Breath of Fire 4. It has been a while since we last played this game. We'll go with good old boy Ryu, that's his canon name. Finally continuing the Breath of Fire anthology. That took a while. Sorry about that. I don't know if the screen is supposed to be black. Okay, it is. It was supposed to be black. Got it. It all started on the third day after we had left the castle that morning. We entered the Great Desert on our sand flyer. We're headed towards the We're going to Sinesta, the last known location of her sister. Sinesta lies on the edge of the desert. We just had to cross the desert. Oh, I'm sure that's not going to be a problem. Well, and as you can probably already guess, here we have Nina of the Winged Tribe. Oh, look, Cray, a shooting star. Alright, finally we're out of somewhat pre-rendered cutscenes and into a place where I can move things along. So this is a game that in the Breath of Fire series, that I have very little experience with. I have a fairly good amount of experience with, the first couple hours. In fact, this will be the third time I've been playing through this particular part, just because of the way recording this series works. Had some problems. That's one of the reasons why it's taken so long to get here. Hopefully this time it works. We'll find out, I guess. But yeah, I have very little experience with this game, so this'll be a fun ride. It's also the first game that doesn't take place in the same, canon timeline. You can make arguments that this game... Well, you can make arguments to fit this game in with the other games, but the first three games all take place along the same timeline. Whereas this game is kind of its own thing. There's a lot of arguments to be said about it being a prequel, or, set off in a far distant future, or in an alternate dimension with some of the characters getting pulled in at the end of the third game. There's a lot of things that you can say about this game, but as far as I'm aware, the canon idea is that the first three games, are all on the same world, same timeline, and this one is just kind of its own thing. It just uses the same characters. Oh, we gotta find her. Gotta find Nina's sister. I guess they haven't actually called her Nina yet, but yeah, okay, there we go. So we've got Cray of the Warren clan, we've got Nina, who, as always, I'm sure is a princess, but is of the Winged clan. That's another reason why you might be able to argue that this could be a prequel to the games, but it's hard to argue that it takes place after the other games, because Nina has wings, whereas in 3, having wings is extremely rare, and most of the royal family does not. Well, here we are in Chapter 1, The Awakening. However, if this was a prequel, then Nina should also be able to turn into the Great Bird at just whenever she wants, because all adults of the winged race are able to turn into the Great Bird just whenever they want. So that's also a thing. I don't know. We're getting into semantics here. I, at the very least, am going to kind of just treat this as its own thing. Okay. Yeah, traveling around in the day is maybe... Yeah, I was going to say, probably don't want to travel during the day in the desert. We learned that in the third game. Travel at night when it's cool, and then find a cool place to sleep during the day. Kind of makes a little bit more sense when you're in the desert. Gonna lose a lot less water that way. Water is really the big resource. Alright, yeah, Nina, you need to calm down a little bit. Rushing to find your sister isn't gonna help if you don't make it. Because you didn't rest. So There's a difference between moving quickly and rushing. Well, this isn't ominous at all. Oh, hey, buddy. That is apparently a dragon. Heard there was a dragon in the desert, but I was hoping we wouldn't be lucky enough to find it. Here it comes. Now, the dragons in this game are a bit different from the other ones. Dragons in this game can look like just about anything. They're more of just embodiments of forces of nature, rather than their own kind of clan. So they're kind of interesting. Even if it doesn't mean to attack us, we can't let it hit us. Yeah, that's fair. It's kind of just a force of nature. Don't get in its way and hope it doesn't get in you, and hope that it doesn't cross your path. It's gonna ram us. Yeah. This also calls into question the sentience of dragons. From what little I know of in this game, there definitely seems to be dragons who are, of course, sentient, but there also seems to be those that just kind of aren't. They just are fully instinctual. So, I don't know. It's weird. I'm looking forward to getting to see more of this world. Because I really don't know very much about it. I can't fix it, not without spare parts. Well, then get spare parts. Do you think the dragon attacked us on purpose? I don't know if it has a purpose. Well, luckily for you, it left. Would have been bad if it didn't. Well, either way, we should be thankful that we crashed near the edge of the desert, not in the middle. Yeah, that is very good. Okay, so we're in Walking Town, one of the desert borders. Yeah. So we need to go to the nearest town to try and get parts, but someone needs to stay with the ship, otherwise it'll get stolen. Not much point going into town, coming back with spare parts if there's no sand flyer to use them on. Yeah, that's a good point. Alright, Nina's got this. Nina can do it. Can't live my whole life with you looking out for me. For starters, what would my sister think? Why did your sister disappear? Why was she in this desert to begin with? Has that been explained? I don't think that's been explained. If I remember right, there's a town called Sarai to the south. Alright, cool. Sounds like a good place as any to start. Gray, do you have, like, food and water to just hang out with this ship in the middle of the desert? Well, I guess not the middle of the desert, but out here in the desert. Alright, well, we're getting the King's Sword. That pretty much cements that we're royalty of some kind. Hope you don't need to use it. Yeah, especially since Nina doesn't even use swords. That could be a little interesting for her to try and use. Just like in the rest of the... Or, I guess in the previous 3 games, more specifically, Nina is our mage. But now we finally get to move around. So we can talk to... Cray. Kind of like in the 3rd game, everything is on a... I guess diagonal isometric view? I don't know. So everything's going to be kind of in these diamond shapes. But interestingly enough, yeah, we are playing as Nina, not as Ryu. So that's just kind of cool. Also, this game did not give the opportunity to name our own character. It's just how we are. Or name our friends that we get. They just come with their names. Which I don't remember, actually, if the 3rd game let us rename characters or not. But I'm pretty sure the 1st and 2nd one did. Maybe they didn't, actually. Maybe you just name Ryu. Huh. I don't know, whatever. And now Nina has fallen in the hole as well. Yeah. But at least there's a treasure chest. Looking forward to getting that. Hi. There's something here. By the way, you didn't think there was only one dragon in the desert, did you? No, there are many. Hey, buddy. How you doing? It's not attacking? Yeah, you should be thankful for that. Also, if the audio comes out a little bit broken, the game audio, that is, it's because I'm running this through an emulator. I tried. So, in first attempt running this game, I ran it almost a year ago now, probably, something like that, a long time ago. Shortly after I finished the third series, I ran it just on my PlayStation. Yeah, during that opening cutscene and all other cutscenes completely corrupted the footage. It was unsalvageable, and it would corrupt this footage on every cutscene throughout the rest of the game as well, so there was no point in trying to continue. I will continue this thought in a moment. Because we now have our boy Ryu left behind by the dragon. Unfortunately, he was left behind with no clothes. If you don't mind, I think you put on some clothes. You can probably find some in the carriage. What are clothes? Says Ryu. Well, at least they didn't animate his dong. So you're not working with the merchant? No, I literally wasn't in this hole before. You probably could have seen that. I literally just appeared in the crater after the dragon left. How did such a big hole get here in the first place anyway? See that monster that was here? Nina, you are asking me way too many questions in order for me to answer any of them. Look, if it looked like a dragon and you're not sure what it was, then it was probably a dragon. You probably don't know the answers to these questions any more than I do. No. Well, this is Nina. She's from Windia. What's your name? Ryu. Alright then, Ryu. Let's see if we can find a way out. Putting those wings to good use. Alright, cool. We out. So, where are you heading? Oh, literally just woke up. Also, I like that part of putting on clothes for you is tying his hair back. Oh, you don't know where you're going? That must mean you're lost. I don't know if that tracks, but sure. Nothing to be ashamed about being lost. I got lost a lot when I was little. Sure. Why don't you come with me to the nearest town? Good an idea as any, and we got a king's sword. I feel like the king's sword should be a lot better than it actually is, but it's an RPG. It's not that great. Your starting equipment's never that great. But it'll do. It'll do. So, opening map is a little different. Rather than being able to run, kind of like how in 3 you could run around the map, but you very much had tracks you would go on, this one just removes all pretense of that. Now you just have definite tracks that you can run along. And occasionally you'll run into areas that you can explore along those tracks, but really there's nothing here now except for the crater. Really all we can do is go up to the crash site, which is what brought up that prompt. We can hit the enter key to enter the little unknown area, which is where which is that. The only thing the game will actually let us do is go south. However, what I want to do is open up the menu so that we can take a little bit of a look at things. First of all, you've got your walking order and you've got your battle order. Let's switch Ryu to the front. He's only level 1, whereas Nina's level 5, but whatever. I don't actually know what CP stands for. I know what AP and HP stand for. But we can look at status. Nina doesn't have a lot of power, but she's got really high wisdom. She uses batons. That's right, she couldn't even use the sword that she was given. Because that's how she is. She does not have a master. Fair enough. And this is all that this will actually tell us. Fair enough. Ryu does use swords, and he's all about that power. Power and defense, Ryu is our knight. Whereas Nina is our speedy mage. We can see this even further through the fact that she has magic, and Ryu does not. Alright, but kind of continuing my thought from earlier, we can get to a cliff. Continuing my thought from earlier real quick, second attempt to record this used the PlayStation hooked up to my new fancy upscaler. Did not work. PlayStation does not communicate with the upscaler very well. I don't know why. Maybe it's more of a fact that it communicates with the upscaler, but it does not communicate with the upscaler that then has to communicate to the Elgato. The Elgato itself already has trouble with the PlayStation, so I have a feeling it's more of the Elgato's issue than the upscalers, if I had to guess. So I'm just doing this on an emulator, just like how I did 3. So audio might miss a frame here and then, just because of the way the emulator works. I don't know why, but that's why. Anyway, let's go to the cliff, because that's the only thing we can do. Let's see. We gotta go over the cliffs to get to Sarai. Let's try and get over before dark. I would love to. And now that we are in the open field of an area, we can get into encounters. Alright, so for encounters, they changed the formula a little bit, but largely it mostly follows the rules from 3. So now you can see whatever information you know about an enemy, which will also give you a little bit of info. For example, Igoos, like other goos, are lazy and like to use rest. It's in blue because that means it's something we can learn. So, just like how in 3, you had the ability to learn things from opponents, you can also do that here. However, in order to do that, instead of having a special command to observe an opponent and do that, now you just guard. So you defend, and while defending, if an opponent uses a move that you can learn, you have a chance to learn it, which works pretty nicely. You can also use charge, which just is auto battle. Your dudes will just one by one use their basic attack against the opponent, and you can escape. Special is how you use abilities, items is how you use items. Otherwise, we can just attack. For this guy, I'm actually going to have Nina guard and Ryu attack, and see if I can prompt him. They really like their big numbers in this one. See if I can prompt him into... Okay, yeah, I thought Ryu might be a little bit too strong there. Ryu is halfway to another level already. Cool. Get a little bit of money. At least we start out with 500. This game likes big number. It really likes big number. Some RPGs like smaller numbers, some RPGs like bigger numbers. This is an RPG that really likes the big number. Oh, but we can change the way the camera is facing, and we can also change who is in front. The person in front, that's how we open the menu. The person in front has a different on-screen ability. Ryu's is use sword, and Nina is fly up high to give an overhead view of the area, which can be pretty useful for exploration. I'm just going to switch to Ryu for now, and we can also run while we're out here, which I don't know if that increases counter rate or anything, encounter rate I should say, or anything. I just know it makes you move faster. Let's see, Going that way doesn't do anything. I think going this way might lead us to that treasure that was up there, though. But yes, we do have abilities that we can learn, and now that we've defeated an Aigu, we get a little bit more information. We can see that it has a potential of dropping a healing herb, it'll give us 8 experience, it'll give us 6 Zenny. Now also has a health bar, so we know how much damage we have done to it and how much health it still has left. To get it to use rest, I think, well, okay, that isn't gonna do. These things are weaker than I thought. But Ryu reached level 2, gained 2 agility, that'll be helpful. A little bit of AP, and a lot of HP. Again, really like number go up in this game. Yeah, so I think we can wrap around. This place is a little bit hard to see where you are, but it's also extremely linear, so it doesn't really matter that much. Alright. So we run out of road. Okay, I was just pausing there because someone's running a bandsaw outside and I wanted to make sure it wasn't coming over the mic. Which it does not appear to be. Should be able to jump over this. Cool. Alright. Yeah, so if we run up to an area... so if it's something that we can just jump across... we can just keep holding the direction button and we'll just do it automatically. Otherwise, we can get up to something and press the action button. That will do it as well. But it's a good thing we're able to jump. We're really high. Nina, stop looking over the cliff. Alright. That is definitely coming over the mic, though, so... this could be a problem. Now they're doing stuff right outside my place instead of off to the side. So I'm going to see if I can find a place to wrap this up quickly, which I think we will be getting to shortly. So that you don't have to listen to construction going over my mic. And yeah, Ryu jumped down because he feared for Nina, but Nina has wings and can fly. You're not hurt, are you? I didn't tell you about my wings. I can use them to fly a little, so, yeah. Wing Clan. Lo and behold, have wing, can fly. Then again, Ryu wouldn't know that, so. Well, it got to be night quick. Alright. Let's find a place to sleep. I can't control the camera here. Noted. But we can find a little place to sleep right here in this cave. Looks like we could camp here. Cool. We just need fire. Yeah, too bad none of us have fire magic. Nina, I would have loved it if you told us a little bit more, told us, the audience, and the player a little bit more of how you ended up here. We just know you're looking for your sister. Why is she here? What was she doing here? What is... I mean, obviously your relation to her is that you're her sister, but, like, give us a little bit more background here, Nina. Oh, well. Well, meanwhile, in a far distant place under the same moon, we have a little bit something else waking up in the world. Ryu's now walking around in this world. Well, we now also have another friend. The time hath come. 'Twould appear that something is amiss. Where are the courtiers, the priests? Why is there not a single voice? They're not important. They're just mortals. We would spend an eternity trying to understand them. This presence, 'tis far, still slumbering, but 'tis what we have sought lo so many ages. Reading this guy's gonna be giving me a headache. Wanku! I don't know how to pronounce that. Guard the resting place. You got it, bud. We shall go to the capital as was planned. We shall meet at the appointed place when the time hath come. Alright, well, we now have a new friend. Fulu. At least that's how I'm going to pronounce it, because that's the only way I know how to. He's level 64. He's very strong. But I think I'm going to end it here for today. I still haven't found a place to be able to save, but I need to find one soon because there's construction now starting outside my place, and I don't want that coming over the mic. Doesn't really make it conducive to recording. But super excited to actually be doing this again. Hopefully everything's going along well. I guess future Brendan will find out in editing. But I will see you guys in the next episode of Breath of Fire 4, where we are now playing as our second main character. Good morning, and welcome to more Breath of Fire 4. Today, we have a new friend who has no overworld ability. Because why would he? Alright, but here we have Fulu, who, again, that's just how I'm going to pronounce it, because I don't know how else to pronounce it. I don't know if that's correct or not. I hope it is. There's still construction going on outside my place, so hopefully it's not coming over the mic. But I haven't been able to find a place to save yet, so we're doing a second episode anyway. Oh hey, look, finally, people, come welcome your emperor, who has woken from his slumber. What be ye doing in this place? Who are you? Do you not recognize your emperor? They say a dragon or something's supposed to appear tonight, so we're told to watch the area. Do you really think you would be able to stop a dragon? That's not just any dragon either. They say it's the legendary Dragon of Doom, which will bring ruin to the Empire. And, what exactly do you plan to do about said dragon? Of course we'll destroy it. It's just a legendary Dragon of Doom. 2 nobodies with a spear should be able to kill it. Nothing can withstand the might of the Imperial Army. Right. You are but mere mortals. Hey, buddy. That's right. Fulu, the ancient emperor, can summon dragons. Or at least one dragon. Maybe multiple. I don't know. Good luck dealing with that. Do you not know of the power that you do not know the power of which you would destroy. This is a dragon. A dragon, 'tis a force of nature unto itself. Thou mayest as well seek to fight a volcano or the very earth itself. Dragons doth give birth to thy kind, grant thee life, and verily taketh it away. Thou art to thee as thou art to an insect. In thy terms. They art gods. Wouldst thou fight a god? This god's gonna fight you, whether you want him to or not. Well, that woke Ryu right up. And it just flies away, doing its thing, being a dragon. Surely that won't go torment someone. It is not the nature of mortals to change their ways. Yeah, I have a feeling you expected something like this to happen. Could I have gone a different way? Oh, this is the tomb. Well, I could save now. Which I'm actually not that much farther than I was, so maybe I'll just combine these. Oh, we can get into a battle with this guy. That's pretty cool, actually. So Fulu is pretty cool to fight with. I actually never looked at his items. One cool thing, you can actually use and equip items from your item menu in this game, which is pretty cool. We can use the Royal Sword, which has the same effect as Drain. So we can use it as a weapon. We can use it as an item instead of attacking to cast Drain on the opponents to take their HP and heal ourselves with it. Also, you'll see it has +1 hits. So we actually hit twice every time we use our attack. We've got our Royal Armor, and we've got the Dragon Tier, which completely protects against status ailments. That's pretty sweet. Also, Fulu is a beast. Look at that attack, defense, speed, and magic. He is insane. As far as magic himself, he only has one ability, Meditate, that allows him to transform into a hybrid dragon. Not really needed for the Zorus, speaking of which. This monster eats anything, and it loves eggs. Cool. Well, that tells me that if we had eggs as like an item, or the ability to turn an opponent into eggs, then this guy would probably do something with that. But not really needed for us to do much with, especially when we just get a crit. As I mentioned before, Fulu, level 64, he's going to take a lot of experience to go up a level. But I really wish I could transfer that money over to Ryu, because that's almost as much money as I currently have. I really just wanted to check... Oh, I'm back here? Weird, I don't know. Okay, that does not seem to actually lead me to anything. Fair enough. Let's just get out of here. Or get into another battle. Sure, whatever. But what I think I'm going to do is, because since there's still construction going on outside, I'm just going to combine what I thought was going to be the second episode with the first episode. And see you guys after that. Devour. Okay, he has his own form of... I thought that was his own form of Drain, but it didn't work at all. Fair enough. Well, I'm just going to take this guy out. Hopefully that drill isn't coming through. It probably is. And I will see you guys in our next episode of... Well, actually, you know what? First, let's get onto the main screen and see if it'll even let me save. There's an idea. Normally to save, you either have to save at a... Yes, it will let me save. Okay, you either have to save out in the world map, or you can save at an inn. So we're gonna go ahead and save. I'll overwrite my old file that was used for testing and a previous attempt at recording this game. And I will see you guys in our next episode of Breath of Fire, where hopefully I don't have construction going on outside.